This segment of Hak5 is brought to you by GoToAssist. This week, I'm going to be checking out another mobile messaging service. So a viewer sent in this application called Threema, which is another secure mobile messaging platform for both iOS and Android. Now they claim to be incredibly secure and have no way of reading your messages, so I decided to take a look, obviously. So first off, let's go ahead and check out the program. Now when you first install it, and I have it over here on my Android device, I first installed it. You'll notice that it costs $1.99 on both iOS and Android, but the ease of use on it and the security seem to make up for that small little bit you pay. So the setup is very simple. You install it and a setup guide walks you through encrypting, creating your unique ID, setting up your phone number, data service, and adding context. Now both platforms are almost exactly alike, so you won't really have to learn a new GUI for each phone if you have both iOS and Android. Threema uses a random algorithm to create your key pair. So for example, on my Android device, I already installed it. It's going to ask me, move your finger in a field below to generate a random key for your password. So I move it around until I'm done, and it creates my Threema ID. So on the next page, you're going to see your ID. So you simply move your finger around random ways to create this key. Your ID is going to be a random set of characters that you can give to your friends. So you can now start sending all of your messages. So this is the fun part, of course. Threema notes that there are 3 ways that you can do this. First off, and you do have to have your friends download Threema as well, you can scan their QR code, you can sync with your contacts, or you can enter their ID manually as well. Now you do not have to sync your contacts if you don't feel like putting that information into Threema if you don't want to. It just means you'll need to use their QR code or enter manual IDs to find your friends using Threema. So another example of such, down here it gives you my unique ID, which is the DUUT, that random algorithm right there. You can now start sending messages to Threema users, and it gives you 3 options. The first one is the most secure, so it gives you 3 different green bullet points. You can scan their code. So this is actually meeting somebody in person and saying, hey, I want your QR code on Threema, let me scan it. So you scan it within the app, and then you get their code and you have all their contact information right there. The second one is 2 orange bullet points, meaning it's not as secure. You can sync your contacts. So these are your current contacts that you have. So whenever they install Threema and they use their phone number, you'll automatically be synced to them and they'll be synced to you. And the third option is entering their ID manually. So this is the least secure way because you might run into an issue where you type in the wrong ID code or something like that. So you might end up texting somebody you don't actually know. So next up, after you've done this setup, you can sync your email and or your phone number, and this is going to let your friends find your ID. So for example, my phone number would be 123-456-7890, and when my friend syncs to his contacts, he'll be able to see I'm using Threema and I'll automatically be added. So now, once you've got all that done, you're all set up. So let's go ahead and start to send a couple of messages. So this is the fun part. You can add your friends through the contacts menu by scan, invite, or ID, and once added, you can simply click on their name to start a new conversation. So let's go ahead and add my iPhone over here to my Android device. So I've got everything set up on my Android device. Click next. If asks me if I want to sync my contacts, for now I'm going to say no, because I'm like, I don't know if I trust Threema. Click next, and it asks you if you want to link. You click next. So now it will send an SMS to my number, and it'll ask you if this number is correct, and I'll say yes. And this is going to confirm that it's verified phone number. So it's going to actually make sure that I am who I say I am, basically. It's securing my contact information for myself. So it's going to send over to me. So once you have verified your phone number through either a text message, or you can also do a call, or you verified through email as well, you can go on to the next step, which is creating your own public nickname. So this will give your friends another easy way to find you if they're not in the general area to actually scan your QR code. So for mine, I'm going to give myself a nickname, and that nickname will be, well, Snubs, because why not? So once I'm done, click that. So once I click next, I can choose a master key passphrase for my application. So every time I turn on my phone, I have to enter this passphrase to actually access all of my secure messages inside of Threema. So I'm going to go ahead and set that. So I've gone ahead and typed in a master key passphrase. So luckily, every time I go back to the application, it'll ask me for that passphrase. I'm going to add a contact on here. So I want to add my iOS phone. 3 ways I can do that. I can click on the little guy up at the top and either enter a Threema ID, if I know theirs, scan an ID, or invite a friend if they aren't available on there currently. So I'm going to go ahead and scan the ID. Now on my second phone, the iOS phone, I can click on the identification, the little profile, my ID. So this is going to give me my QR code. So I'll go ahead and scan that. And it'll add a new contact. Successfully added. Now if I go back, so once I've added them as a contact on my Threema application on my Android phone, my iPhone will show up as either their public nickname or their identifier, their Threema ID, if they have not created a public nickname. So right now, mine is DU4XD5ZK, if you guys want to add me as a friend on there. Now I can actually start chatting. So if I click on that name, it'll show me their key fingerprint verification levels. Since it was a QR code, it gives me 3 green bullets. So that means it's very secure, and their Threema ID. I can also go up and edit and change the first and last name if I want to. Click done, and let's go ahead and write a message. So I'll say, hello. Not easy to type on the sideways. Haha. Hello. So if I go over to my iPhone over here, I get a notification, and I see my little ID come up right here, and it says hello as a new message. So on this one, I only have 2 orange bullet points up at the top. And of course, this means I only have those 2 bullet points because I've only added myself as a friend via my ID. That's it. I've only friended myself by searching my own contact. So it's not as secure as actually scanning the QR code. Now settings are very customizable as well. You can turn on and off syncing. You can exclude numbers such as that of your hairstylist or that weird guy at work, and block any kind of unknown numbers if you don't want random people messaging you. Media can be sent as well via Threema, and you have the option to automatically save it to your camera roll, which is pretty cool. Now you can also set up a master passcode like I did, so it must be entered each time your phone is turned off. Now if somebody randomly texts you and you don't know them, you can add them as a friend on your Threema app just by clicking on their ID and scanning their ID. And you can also tell if they have read your message, which is kind of fun, acknowledging it and see if it failed or if it was delivered via all sorts of different icons that appear in the chat window. All of them are rather small, so I won't go through all of those right now. You can also update your contacts' photos through your address book, and Threema will sync those, which is a pretty cool addition. Now, how do you know that Threema is actually safe? I mean, we don't know if they've been sent a national security letter. They're kind of under a gag order. And companies can say whatever they want, but you don't really know unless they're open source. Now, Threema's end-to-end encryption sounds really sweet, and luckily Threema does all encryption and decryption handled on the device. End-to-end encryption is applied between recipients, and an additional level of security is between the application and its servers. Now, you can even run validation yourself, which is a nice feature that they've opened up, which is right there available on their website. However, the actual product itself is not open source. Yeah, that's a big bummer. Now, the creators of Threema have done a really good job of explaining all the security and privacy in their FAQ located on our show notes. But I really want to know, have you used it? It seems like a good option to me, and it's definitely a competitor to the other ones that I've reviewed. On the pro side, it's very secure, it's easy to use, and it's definitely cross-platform, which is super fun. On the cons, though, it does cost money, and it's not open source, so how secure is it really? Now, coming up soon, our weekly Hack Shop deal at the end, but first, let's take a quick break and definitely message me with what's your favorite mobile messaging service? I want to know.
Working in IT means constantly jumping from one problem to the next, and each needs to be resolved like fast. Every minute counts, so don't waste your time duplicating work and duplicating data entry and all of those different tools. No, check out GoToAssist from Citrix. These guys are the leaders in remote support, and you'll find all of the tools you need in one integrated, easy-to-use platform so you can work faster and more efficiently. I mean, GoToAssist includes 3 essential support tools so that you can customize them to your needs. You've got a service desk so you can log incidents and track the resolutions. You've got monitoring to allow you to be proactive and identify those issues before they become a huge headache. And of course, remote support to provide live or unattended support to any PC anywhere and resolve issues quickly. So sign up for your special 30-day free trial. Visit gotoassist.com, click on the Try It Free button, and use the promo code Hak5. That's gotoassist.com, promo code HAK5.
We're back with this week's Technolist photo of the week. And this week's Technolist photo comes from Pajim in Kosovo. He's checking out Hak5 on his dual screen setup. Love the picture, thank you so much for setting it in. And if you want to share your Technolist photos, you can send those to feedback@hak5.org with the subject line Technolist.